Donne again.
We had a great year last year, won a lot of games.
Happy Friday, CAA Hoops fans, and welcome to another edition of CAA Hoops Weekly. I'm your host, Bobby Broyles, along with my colleague, Rob Washburn. We have a lot to get to today as we reach the middle of February. Joining us later in the show will be the CAA women's basketball's new all-time leading scorer, Delaware's Elena Delle. But we begin today on the men's side with the league's top four teams battling it out this week. On Tuesday night, it was the JMU Dukes pulling off a big home win over Towson to improve to 9-5 in the league.
Yeah, really a fantastic game between two evenly matched teams. The Dukes looking for a little payback after Towson handed them a 26-point loss early in January, and JMU gets off to a fast start in the game. But Towson rallies back behind Marcus Damas, scores 19 points. They take a 7-point lead midway through the second half. But then it's JMU behind A.J. Davis, who scores 17 points off the bench, and then Devon Moore comes through, hits 8 of 8 from the free throw line in the final 45 seconds to cap off a 13-point, 10-assist night, JMU picking up the 75-70 victory.
Then on Wednesday night, we saw some overtime action as the first and second place teams in the standings squared off in Matthews Arena, with Delaware going on the road, getting the win at Northeastern thanks to a big-time three-pointer by Jarvis Threet with 10 seconds remaining in the extra session.
Yeah, this game really a must-win for Delaware if they were going to have any chance of catching Northeastern for the number one seed. Tremendous battle, saw 13 ties, 21 lead changes in this game. Devon Sadler, who scores double figures for the 32nd game in a row, scores 18 points and hits a layup with 13 seconds left in regulation, sends the game into overtime. In the extra session, Northeastern, which is playing without Joel Smith, their leading scorer, his backcourt mate Jonathan Lee scores 23 points, really steps up, starts them on a 7-0 run in overtime. But it's the Blue Hens who battle back once again, and as you touch on, Jarvis Threet, a 24-foot shot with 10 seconds left to go in overtime, finishes with 20 points, and Delaware comes away with a 76-74 victory.
Now let's get you set for this weekend's action. We begin in Fairfax as the George Mason Patriots make a quick turnaround coming off their game Thursday night, the win over at Drexel, to play host to the Georgia State Panthers.
Yeah, George Mason coming off an impressive 68-62 win at Drexel on Thursday night that moves them to 8-5 in the league. Patriots are strong defensively in that game, and they continue to get balanced scoring. Vertrell Vaughns with a team-high 14 points off the bench, and the Patriots continue to get really good inside play from Eric Copes and John Arledge. Now, Georgia State, 8-6 in the league, just a half game back of Mason. They also were strong defensively and beating Hofstra 61-43 on Wednesday night. It's the first of 3 straight on the road for Georgia State, so a key stretch coming up. And, of course, the Panthers with 3 of the top offensive players in the league, and freshman R.J. Hunter, junior Manny Atkins, and their point guard Devontae White.
GSU and Mason will tip off at 4 on many Comcast Sportsnet regional networks. And then Sunday evening's action, a battle for second place in the league will be on the line as the JMU Dukes head to Newark to take on the Delaware Blue Hens at 7:30.
Yeah, a matchup of really 2 of the hottest teams in the CAA. Delaware's won 6 of its last 7, sitting in second place in the league at 9-4. Blue Hens have been getting tremendous play from Jarvis Threet, as we talked about. Back-to-back double-doubles and wins over Mason and ODU, and then the 20-point effort against Northeastern. So they're on a 3-game winning streak. For JMU, they've won 6 of their last 8. They're just a half game back of the Blue Hens at 9-5. Devon Moore, double-doubles in 2 of his last 3 games and needs just 11 assists to become the all-time leader in that category for the Dukes. Now, JMU defeated Delaware 64-50 in Harrisonburg a few weeks ago, and they limited Delaware to 29% shooting in that game, so defense will be a key.
JMU and Delaware will also be televised live on several Comcast Sportsnet regional networks, so check your local listings in your area. Now here's a look at the rest of this weekend's action around CAA men's basketball. Now let's get to some women's hoops. Tuesday night, 2 rivals met up in Norfolk, and it was the JMU Dukes getting the road win over the ODU Lady Monarchs.
Yeah, 2 longtime in-state rivals who have had many memorable games over the last several years. The game goes back and forth for the first 28 minutes before the Dukes' Tariq Hislop scores 12 points in a 14-5 second-half run and pushes JMU to a 68-56 win. Hislop finishes with a team-high 22 points, while sophomore Toya Jiggets grabs 17 rebounds to go along with 10 points. ODU with 18 points and 8 rebounds from Shea Kelly, but it was the Dukes who improved to 10-2 in the league, and the Monarchs dropped to 7-5.
Then on Long Island, Hofstra put on an impressive defensive performance and came away with a big home win over Drexel.
Yeah, defense is the story in this one. Hofstra holds Drexel without a field goal for the final 10:31 of the first half and takes a 25-14 lead into the locker room. The Dragons never able to get closer than 7 points in the second half. Shantae Evans with her 15th double-double, 14 points, 13 rebounds, and Anma Anyuku grabs a career-high 15 boards as Hofstra wins 53-43. Holly Mershon with 12 points for the Dragons. In this one, a crowd of more than 2,000 on hand for What I Want to Be Day, which was an elementary school function where students learned about career choices from a variety of speakers.
Well, Hofstra won't have too much time to celebrate because this Sunday afternoon, they play host to the JMU Dukes, who are holding strong in that second spot in the league race.
Yeah, JMU's sitting in second place right now with a 10-2 mark. They've won 9 of their last 10, with the only setback coming to nationally ranked Delaware last Sunday. Hofstra's won 3 of its last 4 and is just 2 games behind the Dukes. Now, the two teams met in Harrisonburg on January 27th, and the Dukes came out on top 85-62. In that game, JMU gets 64 points from its starting backcourt of Kirby Burkholder, Tariq Hislop, and Precious Hall, so Hofstra's going to need to slow them down. Hofstra's leading scorer, Shantae Evans, limited to just 11 points in that game, and they'll probably need her to improve on those numbers. The Pride is 5-1 right now at home in CAA play, but the Dukes are 6-0 on the road, so something's going to have to give.
Also on Sunday afternoon, it will be 2 teams looking to stay in the top half of the standings when Old Dominion plays host to Northeastern. The Huskies actually playing Friday night at William & Mary on many Comcast Sportsnet regional networks before making the quick trip to Norfolk to play the Lady Monarchs.
Yeah, Northeastern 6-4 heading into their Tidewater road swing, while ODU 7-6 just behind them in the standings. The Huskies have won 4 out of their last 6, while the Lady Monarchs are looking to stop a 3-game slide. They've played 3 of the top teams in the league. Deanna Kirchhoff leads 3 Northeastern players who are in the top 15 in the CAA in scoring, while ODU counts heavily on the duo of Jackie Cook and Shea Kelly.
Now here is the rest of Sunday's lineup around CAA women's basketball. As we spoke about earlier in the show, Elena Delle of Delaware broke the all-time scoring record this past Sunday, surpassing JMU's Dawn Evans. And we are happy to now have her joining us from Newark. Elena, first of all, congratulations on the record. Talk about what it means to you to be the CAA's all-time leading scorer.
It really means a ton to me, and it's humbling to be up there with some of those big-name people and to represent the CAA for hopefully history. And it's an amazing accomplishment, and it's also a team accomplishment because there's no way I could have done this without my incredible teammates and coaches.
Elena, you've had to deal with being double or triple teamed most of your career. Talk about all the adjustments that you've had to make on the court, and how has your game evolved?
As a team, we've definitely faced a lot of defenses, a lot of different defenses too, and it's definitely been a challenge for all of us, and I think it's helped me grow as a player. Definitely, it's more than anything made me work on my mid-range game, because when there's double teams and triple teams, you have to hurry up and pull up real quick. So I think that's probably the biggest area I've improved on throughout my college career.
Last season, your team won the conference title and got to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Most of the team is back, so what are the expectations right now as your team continues to move forward?
We just want to stay focused, It's been a long season, and we've been doing well so far, but we've been doing well because we focus on the next game. So we're just going to continue to focus on the next game and try to get the next win.
Elena, your battle with Lyme disease has been well documented over the past few years. Talk about the frustrations of battling this illness and how you felt as of late.
The battle with Lyme disease has definitely been tough at times, and the toughest is when it keeps me off the court. But luckily, I've been doing incredible. I've really got a treatment down that's been working, so I feel great, and I think I'm going to be able to really get through this and keep going forward and getting healthier.
Elena, once again, thanks for joining us on the show. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Elena Delle of the Delaware Blue Hens joining us today. Rob, she has provided so many highlight-worthy moments in her career at Delaware, but you've got to believe she's not done yet.
Yeah, certainly one of the greatest players ever to play in this conference, and she and her Blue Hen teammates look like they're headed for postseason play once again.
Other news and notes around CAA basketball this week, UNCW's Keith Rendelman became the 7th player in CAA history to reach 1,000 career rebounds in Wednesday night's loss at William & Mary, and Hofstra's Shantae Evans surpassed 2,000 career points last Sunday in a win at Georgia State.
Yeah, 2 significant milestones for 2 of the greatest players in both of their schools' history, Keith at UNCW and Shantae at Hofstra, and both have had outstanding senior seasons as well.
Congratulations to both Keith and Shantae as they wrap up their stellar collegiate careers here in the next few weeks. That is it from us today. Remember, folks, find our show and much more video content, catching you up on all the latest happening around CAA sports on our new home, CAA.tv. Again, we want to thank Elena Delle for joining us as our special guest on today's show. We will be back here next week. Enjoy the games this weekend.